Hi, welcome everybody. This is round 3 for Jason and I. Jason from Webroi and myself from Unilock. But this day we have a pretty hot topic. Today we're going to be talking about leads and maximizing lead generation with the website. But I'm going to let Jason go ahead and introduce himself. Jason?
Thank you very much, Carolyn. So I will jump to the next slide here. And my name is Jason Gervais. I'm the founder of Webroi. We used to be called WSI Milton. Many of you may remember us as WSI, which is a franchise, and we're still part of it. Webroi, we rebranded about 4 or 5 years ago because of the way the direction our business has gone. So we've been a Unilock vendor partner since about 2009, I believe it was, and we did a series of seminars on the road for your members. We've worked with about over 45 landscapers, close to 50 landscapers and landscape-related businesses, including suppliers over the past 15 years. We also have several clients in the home improvement, home building, renovation, HVAC, and related businesses. So working with businesses that sell things to homeowners on a B2C point is about more than half of our clients and all the businesses.
So you understand contractors though, that's for sure.
Yes, for sure. So we have 14 staff. We have, I think it's 11 actual staff and then a few contractors that work for us full time. And we have specialists in every area of the digital marketing that we do. So we do website design, search engine optimization, pay-per-click or paid search marketing, as well as display advertising, lead nurturing through email marketing or marketing automation, social media marketing and optimization, as well as measuring the results and tracking and making ongoing improvements. So those are kind of the ongoing services that we provide for the businesses that we work with.
Well, your experience is evident. And I know you've got a lot of success stories, Jason, but rather than getting into those success stories right now, I'm wondering if you could jump right into what differentiates contractors' website. You know, what differentiates them to maximize lead generation and have the greatest impact with a person's experience when they land there?
That's a great question. So really, you have to understand that it is not just like every contractor wants their phone to ring. They want people to be reaching out to them saying, I need this, I need X, Y, how much is this? But just getting the phone to ring, I mean, I've talked to so many contractors over the years, and it's, the phone ringing is not always the best thing because you're getting a lot of people that all they care about is price. They just want low quality, they're not looking for really what you want to deliver. It's not the ideal kind of opportunity.
Yeah. So
you feel that you're wasting time talking on the phone to these people, and then they want you to come out for a quote, and you got to drive all the way out there and spend time. And now with COVID, that situation could very well change, and probably will. But the fact is that it's not just about making the phone ring. It's about getting found through search engines, through social media, providing valuable content, differentiating yourself from your competitors, capturing leads, and then nurturing those leads so that they become valuable customers. Most people, I won't say most people, but not everyone that engages with you immediately is ready to hand over, $50,000 or $30,000 or any amount of money immediately. Sometimes they're doing homework. They're in their process of making their decisions. So we need to do whatever we can to capture them and then build credibility over time using digital tools like email and social media and our automation and things like that.
Right. But, Jason, these guys, they have so much to do, especially now in the season. I mean, they're inundated with, design, job site management, hiring, this whole, navigating the COVID and how to communicate that to their clients. I mean, this is a critical part of their business to manage, wouldn't it? And I guess that's why we're talking about it today, because you lend yourself as a partner to a critical component of their business. So how can you help?
Well, that's a good question. So really, it's as a contractor, you have a limited budget. You have so much time available to spend on things, and it's easy to become overwhelmed with so many things to do. And then you prioritize, of course, the customers that you work with. Your marketing falls to the side or never gets any attention at all. So really, like your marketing and your web marketing in particular, I mean, if it's done properly, your web presence should be your number one marketing tool. It should be the best thing that you have available to get people to kind of check you out, see the value and the quality of your work, and then engage with your business. People really, when they visit your website, they don't just need pictures. So many contractors that I've talked to think that all they need to have is nice pictures up on their website, show their work, and it's not untrue, but people care about like
who they are,
who you are, right? The pictures are going to attract them, but it's the content that's going to keep them there. They need to know how they're going to work with you, how you're going to help them realize their dreams of what their place is going to look like. They're also, people have fears and worries and concerns about having a contractor. How many times have we all heard about that contractor that took the deposit and never came back? That contractor that showed up and dug a hole and it made a real mess of the property, right? So you need to have a good story. It's not just about having good pictures. Those pictures could literally come from anywhere. They don't.
You have to substantiate it.
100%.
Yeah, makes sense.
And it's not really just about having nice pictures, or even having good content. You need to substantiate it, and you need to show people what you want to attract. Like you may not have a portfolio of work that represents the kind of work that you want to attract. So you need to distinguish yourself by putting out there imagery and things of what you want rather than necessarily what you've already done. I don't know if that
so it's reflecting the images as well as the content should be reflecting who they are as a business. And just a simple example would be if you do full scope projects, you're not showing little jobs. And conversely, if your sweet spot is walkouts and driveways, the imagery and your effectiveness in that category should be reflected on your website. Does that make sense?
Absolutely, 100%. You want it to be, whatever jobs you want to attract, that's what you need to show. Don't show what you've done if that's not what you want more of.
Right. Yeah. And I guess we can help with that. Like even at Unilock with stock photos, if it seems overwhelming to you because you're either just starting or you're already knee deep in the season and you're hearing this, then maybe we can help out by providing photos that at least the image is correct.
100%. You guys can provide it. There's stock photography websites that we use to acquire that kind of thing. You can always put a stock image on your website as a space filler that looks really good. And then when you have something that you've created of that quality, you can always replace the picture out and build your portfolio that way. But this particular client is really a perfect example. I've known these guys for a number of years, Natural Landscape Group. They were formerly two separate companies. Dave Mishulis had his own landscaping business, as well as I think it's called Natural Landscape Magazine or Outdoor Lifestyles or something like that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then the three partners of TLC Landscaping, they merged businesses a number of years ago. And then they came to us about 2 years ago, wanting to redo their website. Dave Mishulis had designed the website himself, so it was kind of his baby. But the problem was they weren't getting results from it. So they came to us and we rebuilt their website, and almost immediately it started working really well for them. I have an excerpt from a testimonial video here that
I like what they did there, though, with the before and after. I find that really resonates with clients, and it's very, very impactful.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. and this before was their old website, and it looks grainy because I think that was the design style that they used on that homepage image. But that, I mean, it's a nice, you know, gazebo and with the cedar and the ceiling fans, but it doesn't really
draw you in
the way that, like, it's not really showing the landscape as much as what you would look for.
Layout and designs. The
So
results have been absolutely amazing. From the date of launch, within 7 to 14 days, leads that were coming in, and I had to compare it to the years past because it was an actual particular time of the year when normally in our industry, the leads that we get for phone calls are actually low. Happens to be in the summer holidays. During the summer holidays, there's a lot of people that don't call businesses because they're enjoying their holidays. And it was actually at that point I was convinced that we had made the right choice committing with Webroi because the leads started pouring in and they haven't stopped. We're absolutely happy with Webroi and their proven system.
We're looking forward to a lot of the unknown as, you know, things change. We understand that Google and the way people are searching, the way people are marketing nowadays is very dynamic. And so should the relationship with Webroi. It should be dynamic. So we're looking forward to really the creative end of things and not really knowing what's next.
I just see growth. I see positive growth, moving up and moving forward and helping our business grow.
And if I can, Carolyn, I will. I'll just pull up their website. Let me see here, because it's, you know, even what you see on the screen here, what you saw on the screenshot is different than what is on now. Like, we've changed this main header image. We've added a section in here where as you're navigating through the website, you can...
I think that's critical, Jason, because again, I land there. First of all, I'm going to think they do pools. And for those that don't do pools and show a pool job on their website, I think that's a critical failure.
Right.
But here, just categorizing what it is they do allows a homeowner to easily navigate and appreciate what they do right at the gate. You're going to feel like, wow, this is exactly what I was looking for when I land here and see like work to my project that I'm looking to have done.
And one of the important things is, you know, so many websites will, you know, a lot of web developers will just buy a WordPress template and then drop in pictures and content, right? We custom design about 90% of our client websites. So it allows us to really, you know, have more of a unique look and feel to the website.
But even your banner there, where it addresses COVID, like you've captured all the major necessities for me, a homeowner looking on a website. It, like, right out of the gate, get in touch. I know where to call, and I have the opportunity to call. It's not this screen to fill out all this information where I feel like they're taking my DNA. I feel like I'm going to have an experience, and then I recognize that they're being responsible out of the gate with that banner. And then I know the name of the company and I know the categories and I can see the quality of the work right out of the gate. I didn't have to go anywhere. Within 15 seconds, I'm seeing all of this. That's really impressive, Jason.
Yeah. And your point about the get in touch and the phone number, like, these are standard things, and that phone number is a tracking number. So we know how many phone calls they're getting through their website. And like a lot of these features that you see, like here, where as you scroll down the page, you've got, these are their kind of featured services that they are, areas that are of what they're providing: outdoor lighting, planting, woodworking, and stonework. And then scrolling down again, you've got their process and information there as you click on these little buttons. You've got some building credibility. You've got Dave has a video there and some client testimonials. Down the bottom here, there's areas to go for navigate for education. And then
even at the top, you showed a Burlington contractor, but covering the GTA. That's another point that I happen to know for sure that homeowners often wonder about.
Yeah, 100%. And those, using those important words in your phrasing helps you with Google as well. Helps you
Yeah.
get ranked
Yeah.
better. And then, so when you pointed out how easy it is to get in touch, and it's not just fill out a form. It's really about engagement and having, we call it conversion optimization. So there's a lot of elements on a website design that are aimed at how can we get more visitors to engage, to take the desired action that you want them to take. So becoming a lead, filling out your lead form, giving you a call, and then even a secondary call to action. We call this a lead magnet. So 6 questions to ask contractors. And when you click on that, you would give your email address and you download this information. Yeah. So it helps people make their decision of what they want to do or who they want to work with, but you're the source of that information. And so over time, and then you got their email address. So then you're sending your regular messages to them on a consistent basis, building that relationship awareness, establishing yourself as a trusted advisor and as an expert in your field, just because you're the source of that valuable information.
Right. A couple of things you said there, though, is you've almost earned their trust, even in those few seconds, to engage them to the point of filling out that form. I'm not doing it. I'm not feeling pressed to do it. I feel a desire to do it, to fill out that form, that is a company that does the kind of work that I'm looking to have done.
Right.
It would be no different than, if I was hiring a lawyer, I'm not going to be looking for a divorce lawyer to do a criminal case. I want somebody that's doing like work. And you're also, I imagine, Jason, you're going to weed out clients that are not suited to you if their job is to put a ring of concrete around a tree.
Absolutely. That's that one of my points on another slide is you can use your website as a filter to filter out the ones that you don't want, because if you seem like you're out of their league, they're not going to want to call you. They're not going to reach out. You just look too expensive. Yeah. And this is another example here of, just some stock photography that, it shows quality where it really depends on what you want to attract, right? But there's lots of really good photography that's available through the stock photos. And I know Unilock has a lot of professional photography as well. It's better to use a stock photo than to use a low quality grainy photo that was taken by an amateur or doesn't have the right staging in the environment and the right lighting. Like, it's much better to not use those pictures and use something that's not your own work, rather than settle for a low quality picture that is your own work.
Or a picture that doesn't reflect who you are as a company and the kind of work you don't do.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Makes sense. Yeah.
And yeah, like, it really comes down to qualifying the type of leads that you want to get. Eliminate the tire kickers. We've talked with a lot of contractors over the last 15 years, and most of them, they think that, like I said earlier, that people don't want to read a lot of content. They just want to see a lot of pictures. And the problem with that thinking is the pictures will draw them in, the content will keep them there, and it will convince them that you're the right choice. So you need both. You need to have good content and good pictures. But you can see, like, if you look at any of our websites, we don't have these long, 3 or 4 paragraphs of content jammed together. We spread it out. Most pages are long, there's different sections. It's more visual. So the content is presented in a visual way. Users will tend to skim through a website. They don't necessarily read every word. They're going to look for the things that jump out at them. So you got to use headers and bullet points and different things that capture people's attention. And when you do, they'll read the content. And an average website might have people looking at 3 to 5 pages, which is a good amount of engagement while they're on your website. And spending anywhere from 2 to 5 minutes on your website would be very good. You know, even a couple of minutes is a decent amount of time for someone to be on your website. But then it's also tracking how many of them are engaging and how many are taking the action that you want them to take. And like I said earlier, Carolyn, the imagery and the style of your website will filter out those people that have a lower value job in mind than what you're wanting to take on. The design, it's like everything. I mean, it's like just like the design that the contractors do when they design someone's yard, their stonework. You know, it's high quality is high quality, and you have to expect that. So if your website looks like it's high quality and high end, that's what you'll attract.
And if you have no depth of your website, then I'm going to assume that you really don't have much depth as a company, quite frankly.
Yeah, one of the common shortcomings that I see on contractor websites, landscaping websites in particular, is that they'll list all their services on one page, which really does nothing. It doesn't help you. It doesn't help you on two ways. It doesn't help you with really telling the consumer what that is, what those services are and what they look like and what's involved in them. But also it doesn't help you at all with search engines. If somebody's looking for front yard landscaping or backyard landscaping or patio work or swimming pool or a fireplace or an outdoor kitchen, those are all unique pages of content that should be written with 300 to 500 words on each page, optimized for the search engines. When you do that, you're going to have a much more robust offering for the search engines as well as for your potential customers.
And Jason, I don't want to get off topic, but I also think it's important to hammer home the point, because a lot of guys are feeling like Instagram is enough or Facebook and Instagram is enough. But would you agree that the majority of homeowners that become aware of a landscaping company, the first thing they're going to do is go online to look at their website? So it's equally as important as any of the other mediums that they're using to attract leads or market their business. Am I right?
Absolutely. We've always been a company that focuses on search first, because those are people who are actively looking for a service. Social media, unless you're investing a lot of time and effort into growing your audience, which it makes sense, you're really only putting your pictures up in front of the same people repeatedly, right? So it's a great tool for nurturing people and continuing to build credibility and build your word of mouth marketing and things like that. But it's a slower organic process when you're using Facebook and Instagram, just on an organic basis. If you're advertising on those channels, you have a greater reach, you're getting your message out to more people, but still your website is the hub of all of your digital marketing. Whatever you're doing, it should be driving people back to your website, because that's where you're going to be able to give them a lot more breadth, information as far as the breadth of what you do as a company, and just convincing them that you're the right choice with the content that you have there, and getting them to engage with you through filling out a form. I'm not saying that social media doesn't work. It does work. And certainly the contractors, usually you'll get probably a better quality of lead from social media, because it's more personal. It's people that have been seeing you and they feel like they're connected with you in that way. But still, it integrates. It has to be all integrated. And your website is really the best way to attract people who are in the market now looking for something and they're searching on Google. It's very often overlooked by a lot of contractors, we found. And as soon as we implement a good website marketing strategy along with their social media, their results increase significantly. Always.
That's good to know.
I can think of many examples like that. Yeah. So yeah, and that, the point that I made earlier about, just attracting that type of project that you want to attract. And with your website, you can now qualify your leads before you even have a meeting with them or go out. You can use tools to qualify them better by asking them pre-qualifying questions like, what is their budget? What kind of space they have. Maybe they can send you pictures in advance through your website, or maybe you've got a two-step process where they fill out the initial contact form with just their name and email address, and then there's a second step that goes out to them and says, thank you for contacting us. You know, we just want to gather a little bit more information so we can, when we talk, we can have a more intelligent conversation or whatever. Please tell us the size of your property. Please tell us what you're looking at doing. Can you upload a picture or two of the space? You know, right now we're trying to avoid close contact, you know, for your safety. So we'd like to, you to provide as much information as you can so that we can help you. Right. So
and most homeowners are happy to do that. I know for myself, when leads come in, I'm qualifying them and I'm asking those same questions. You know, they may not know what square footage is or how to measure it out, but if you just say to them approximate and just make them feel comfortable, that's another way of engaging them. And I have a question for you, Jason. I hear about people doing live chats. Is that, I assume, is a tool that you also help companies out with too on their website if they choose to work that way?
Yeah, so we have a lot of tools. There's a lot of options we can do there. But when someone lands in your website, we can have a little pop-up, kind of a virtual assistant that pops up and says, hi, how can I help you? And it can be either someone human, like the actual business owner, or someone that works for you sitting on the other end, communicating with the visitor on your website while they're on there. Or it can be a robot, like a bot, just having some canned answers and responses. Or you can have a third-party service that actually responds to them. And usually if it's a bot or a service, they can answer some basic questions, but the purpose is really just to drive that lead toward an actual phone call contact. The best way to approach it is to have actually someone on the other end, but that's also the most costly way to go about it, because you need to have the resources to put that person.
I remember you saying to me, well, you know, it's not a bad idea to put price range on a website. And I was thinking, really? And I guess it works both ways, because contractors want to extract a budget from homeowners, but and homeowners are reluctant to do that, but every contractor knows how critical it is to have that information. Well, on the flip side, to be able to indicate price range to the homeowner is in fact really just weeding out jobs you don't want to get and leads, if you will, that you don't want to follow up on, because you're not everybody's contractor and nor is every homeowner your client.
I agree with that. I agree with that very much. You know, if you want to eliminate the trash, the tire kicker leads, the best way to do that is to let them weed themselves out just based on budget. The simplest way I think of doing that is having a lead form or a web form, whether it's your initial contact form or that secondary form we talked about, that just says, what is your budget? And to give them brackets. You know, is it 10 to 20,000? Is it 20 to 30,000? Is it 30 to 50,000, right? Well, that tells them right away, these are the areas that we tend to work in. Is it greater than 50,000, right? So it automatically brackets them, and they're either going to say, oh, I only wanted to spend 5,000, I'm in the wrong place, or they're going to choose one of those options, and then you have a starting point. Doesn't mean that that's all they're going to invest. You know, once you get in their backyard and start talking about things, maybe the budget will expand by $20,000, but at least it gives you something going in, knowing that they have the ability, or at least they're thinking about the possibility of making the kind of investment that you.
Right. And I know some guys are afraid to say how much it costs, but I can tell you, I do that now with homeowners. I tell them, like, in most, think of it as budgeting, you know, $25 a square foot. And don't be afraid to say that, because if that's truly where you're starting, and we get that you're not pricing by the square foot, you're pricing by the project, but homeowners really, they don't know what they don't know. So if even that helps them along to understand. Or like a restaurant where you have $1 sign, $2 signs, $3 signs, etc. And if you're a $3 sign company, that'd be another way of indicating where you fall.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I agree with that. And really, like, on your website should not be a one and done project. It's something that you should always be adding value, creating new content, new video content, blogs, imagery, uploading your images, just creating value, writing more download guides, more things that people would be willing to give you their email address in exchange for, idea guides, designs, like there's all kinds of different things that you can provide that would give value to your consumers and get them to want to engage with you, at least by giving you their email address so you can market to them. And then it's a matter of, once you capture that, engaging with them. You can't just capture their email address and forget about them. You can use, with their email address, you can retarget them, which is something that is very underutilized, because they use that same email address on Facebook and Instagram when they log in. So you can use that email address purposefully to advertise to them on those Facebook and Instagram channels, through display advertising. So they're already familiar with you, and now they keep seeing you. So it's that constant reminder. But the more that people perceive you as an expert in your industry and as a resource of information, the more inclined they are to perceive you as the right choice and the company that they want to spend money with when it's time.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I'm going to interject here. And I just want to say, Jason, you've covered so much information. People hear me say this a lot. I'm a huge proponent of partnerships. Someone can take this on themselves, but you're going to be missing a piece. And I would just encourage you to reach out to Jason, to have a conversation with him of how he can help your business. We all can't be fantastic at everything. And specifically this component, this is why we have partnerships. A dealer for executing that delivery on time when you need it. Unilock as a partner to get you the samples, to give you the quality and support that you need day to day. And this is just another element of the business, and Webroi is a partner of Unilock that we're sharing with you to tap into. And I think it's at least worth a conversation. And I know, Jason, maybe I'm putting you on the spot here, but you had said that you would do a free consultation for guys for like 15 minutes or so to
I'm offering
see what you can do.
Yeah, I'm offering a 15 to 30 minute consultation, and I'll have a slide for that. Actually, I just wanted to share some of the things that we've accomplished over the years, and maybe some reasons why we might be a preferred choice for some of your contractors. We have won a lot of awards. We've won through the Web Marketing Association. Over the years, I think we've won 5 web awards, including the one for Natural Landscape Group. We won a web award for that. They also won a Landscape Ontario award, and we had 5 other Landscape Ontario awards in previous years. And within the WSI franchise network, we've won People's Choices Awards on 3 or 4 different occasions. In my office, which I haven't been to in about 6 weeks, we've got a whole pile of awards and things on our in our boardroom. Our average this year, up until COVID-19, our average year-to-date increase in leads year over year was 26% compared to last year. We had an average conversion rate last year of 9.5%. So that means of all the visitors that visit a website, 9.5%. Out of 100, they got 9.5 leads from their website. That compares to approximately a 3% industry average. It's something that we focus on very much. We always want to drive for higher conversions to capture more leads and engagement with our client websites. And our search engine optimization traffic in 2019 over 2018 increased 23%. In Q4 of last year, our search engine optimization traffic brought 85% more leads than the previous year. So it's something, it's a benchmark we're always moving towards. And then to answer your question, yes, we're offering a free introductory consultation. You just need to go to this URL, go.oncehub.com/Jason Gervais, and I'll include that in the text when I share this video with you as well. And that's it. Yeah, we'll sit down and for 15 minutes or half an hour just to understand what your situation is and what your goals are, and figure out if it makes sense for us to go any further. Usually if it does, then we would schedule another complimentary discovery meeting, which takes a bit longer, but we go into more depth about your business in particular and figure out if there's a good fit.
I know we've done 2 segments before this, and I know that one of my contractors has already reached out to you, and I expect that there's going to be more, Jason. I really do appreciate you doing this for us, and it's always a pleasure to work with you.
Excellent. I thank you very much for the opportunity, and maybe we'll have a chance to do this again.